Lots of people move to Mexico and decide it's not for them. And the reasons are varied. They might say it's the city they're in, or maybe it's just they're struggling on multiple various fronts, like language, the culture, the people, or even the food. I don't know about that one. Your guess is as good as mine. But in my personal opinion, it wasn't any of those things. The one piece that was missing from their Mexican journey was assimilation. A lot of people talk about assimilation like it's a checkbox. Learn the language, check. Get the paperwork done, check. I don't think that's it at all. I think it's measured in kitchens and not in government offices. And today I'm going to prove that myself on camera. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the most important aspects overlooked by people coming to live in Mexico. Assimilation. And I have a bonus in this video. You are going to watch me actually assimilate right here in my kitchen. So stick around because it's going to be fun. Assimilation is a word that gets thrown around a lot, and it makes some people uncomfortable. It sounds like it means that you're erasing yourself. You're giving up on who you are and to fit in somewhere else. That's not what it means, and it's not what I've experienced living here in Mexico. To me, assimilation isn't erasing where you came from. It's actually the opposite. It's the work of actually showing up for the place you live in, learning to respect it, and participating in it instead of just floating above it. Many foreigners will move to Mexico, and while their intentions might be good, they don't necessarily do a very good job assimilating. And part of the reason is not only that they create themselves, but they stay in an expat bubble. The bubble isn't just physical. It's the same restaurants, it's the same Facebook groups, it's the same 3 neighborhoods that they never leave. It's linguistic and cultural too. You can live in Mexico for a decade and still order your coffee in English, or not know your neighbors' names, or not know what tianguis actually are beyond the cute little market you saw once. One of the biggest examples I personally see is foreigners who live in Mexico for extended periods of time and never make Mexican friendships. They are only friends with other foreigners, which I understand wanting to find friends that are from where you're from. It's familiar, it's comfortable, they just get it. And it's easier to do, for sure. But that in itself is just one huge setback in attempting to assimilate. Here's the uncomfortable part. Assimilation takes humility. This is the part a lot of content creators who do content about Mexico completely skip. Real assimilation means being bad at something in public. It means asking dumb questions. It means being corrected by people who've done it their whole lives and not getting defensive about it. I'll be honest today, my tortillas probably aren't gonna look right. My hands don't know how to do this yet, and that's the point. Assimilation is such an important component that you can even move here, do all of the actions like get your residency, buy a house, take Spanish classes, and still not the same as actually becoming part of the place you're in. You can even get the passport and still be an outsider. For the rest of this video, we're going to cover one of the easiest entry points into your assimilation, the kind that only happens in the kitchen. Food is actually one of the honest measurements of whether someone is actually assimilating or visiting long term. You can love tacos as a tourist, but do you know how to make things a Mexican grandmother would without a recipe? Do you understand why costillas are simmered a certain way? Why beans are treated as a daily staple and not a side dish? Why tortillas by hand are still, for a lot of families, non-negotiable, even with the store-bought ones sitting on the shelf. Today, I'm doing all 3 of those things. Tortillas, costillas in salsa verde, y frijoles de olla, for the first time on camera. Imperfectly. That in itself is an act of assimilation. Not performing it for views, actually sitting in the discomfort of not knowing how to do something and doing it anyway. The way it's been done here for generations. It's not about, I moved here, I'm getting my citizenship, blah, blah, blah. It's the sum of the small repeated decisions to actually become a participant instead of an observer. Today, that decision looks like masa on my hands and a pot of beans that I genuinely have never made before. Let's go. So the other day I was in the grocery store looking for red kidney beans, which apparently do not exist in Mexico. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, while I was there, I have seen these over the years in Mexico, and I've never actually tried them. I've been here for 5 years, and I have never tried frijoles peruanos. So today I'm gonna try them for the first time. We're gonna start with our 3 dishes. I'm gonna make frijoles de olla. And because they kind of take the longest, they kind of slowly simmer on the pot. I'm gonna make them first, and then I'm gonna get started on the costillas in salsa verde, and then I'm gonna work on the tortillas last, because I think those are gonna be probably the least time consuming. I don't actually know this, right? But whatever, we'll see. Bear with me. Okay, so I took 1 cup of beans, and then I'm going to wash them thoroughly. Make sure just they get clean. I also choose this. Some people pull all of the beans out one by one looking for rocks or whatever. I don't really look for rocks. I just pull out the ugly ones while I'm washing them. They're kind of easier to see anyway. You kind of see them immediately when they're in there, like this little brown, this one brown. And then to a pot, I'm gonna add 6 cups of water. I don't actually know if you're supposed to do 6 cups. They did it in quarts, but I don't know anything about quarts. So we're just gonna do about 6 cups because that's what we're doing. Anyway, so there's that. And then we add the beans to the pot. Probably should turn this on. I'm gonna turn on low because our stove is kind of strong. It'll start boiling things. And then to the water, I'm gonna add onion, but I'm only gonna add like 1/4 of an onion. Some people put in like a whole onion. I don't do that because I like to have it actually melt into the beans a bit. So I'm a fan of just doing it this way. So I'm only gonna do about half the onion, and then I'll use the rest for something else. And then we're gonna do 1 clove of garlic. Put that in there. Then I'm gonna add some seasoning to the water, a little bit of salt, some pepper, some cumin, and then I'm gonna give it a little stir. And then I'm gonna cover them up. I think 6 might have been too many. I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a newfound respect for cooking creators. This is a lot of work. I cook every day. It's not like I'm a stranger to cooking, but it's just kind of the logistics of trying to like cook while filming and all this other stuff. In order, all organized, you know. Haha! I almost missed something. I remembered I bought some chili. You're supposed to add some chili to this because in Mexico things are spicy. So I'm gonna cut this up and I'm gonna put this in the pot with the beans. So basically you just add the costillas to the pot, and then I'm gonna spice them. I'm gonna rub them together. I have my trusty cazuela. I love this. I bought it in a little market, so I use it all the time. Actually, the clay cookware is amazing, by the way. If anybody doesn't have one and wants to buy one, you should buy one and use it because it does a great job at cooking the food. The clay evenly makes the heat go, kind of very similar to like a cast iron oven or pot or whatever, but clay. We're gonna add these to the bowl, to the pot, and then I'm going to add some salt, actually quite a bit of salt because there's quite a bit of meat here, and then a little bit of cumin and pepper. And I'm gonna kind of just take my hands, I'm gonna flip it around just so that the spices get onto all the meat. This is probably a step you can do ahead of time to make it taste better, but we're not that organized today. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. I think I'm good on I'm good on the pepper because I'm gonna add other spices and a little more cumin. There, just kind of roll that around. It actually smells really good already just from the spices. So then we're gonna add about 4 cups of water to it. And then what'll happen is the water will cook and it will kind of evaporate and it's gonna render a lot of the fat, and then the meat is gonna kind of fry in its own fat before we add the salsa. And then we're gonna turn on to about medium heat, and then I'm gonna put the lid back on, and then we're gonna let that just sort of cook. These poor Mexican abuelas are probably rolling over in their graves right now. Saying, ay mijo, que haces? Now we have the beans going and we have the costillas going. Next, I'm gonna make the salsa verde. Luckily, I have this neat little comal on the stove because estamos en Mexico. So I'm going to put the tomatillos that I just washed. Aren't they pretty? And then I'm gonna put the onion and some garlic onto the comal to kind of brown it and warm it and cook it through. So here we are just gonna put the cebolla, the tomatillos. I'm gonna place them all over the comal. This whole comal will get hot, so it'll kind of cook these. They're gonna sizzle, gonna be delicious. This is probably a lot of tomatillos for what I'm making, but you know what? We'll just have extra salsa verde. Not forgetting it. I remembered. So I removed the seeds and the ribs, obviously, because, not obviously. I removed the seeds and the ribs because I like spicy food, but my partner does not. So we get seedless, ribless things here. I think I'm gonna do like three cloves of garlic for the salsa verde. I don't know why. 3 just sounds like a good number. So now this has been going for a little while, so we're going to flip these around. They're nice and black. So I want them to kind of get a little bit charred on each side and cook a bit. Let me tell you, this is getting very hot. Oh, the onion stuck to the thing. Oh gosh, let go, onion. How are the abuelas doing? Are y'all shaking your head at this point? Ooh, that is a darkened garlic. Ow, ow. There we go. This looks great. I love it when they have this little char like that. It's so good. Okay, what a mess. All right, so we have the costillas going, and then we have the frijoles going. Everything's going pretty smoothly so far. I did make one mistake. I put too much water, so I took some of that water out, and I'm going to use that to make the salsa because it has some of the fats and stuff and the spices from the meat. So here I have my trusty food processor, and then I am going to add all of the tomatillos that we cooked on the comal. They are looking amazing. I've got my salsa ingredients that I'm gonna add to the food processor. I'm gonna use a cake batter thingy to get all of the juices out. Perfect. Then I'm gonna add a handful of cilantro, stems and all, just throw the stems in there. Then I'm gonna add a little salt, pepper, a little bit of cumin. The most Mexican spice I have, nor de pollo. I don't know how much to add. I'm just gonna kind of take a whole spoonful. I'm just gonna dump it on top, call that good. And then I have the water that I poured too much of in the costillas. So I'm gonna add that. It's got some fat. It's got all sorts of good stuff in there. Yum, good times. Okay, then we're gonna press that down. Turn on the power. So now our salsa is done, and then I'm gonna add that to the pot in a little bit. But first I'm gonna do a little cleanup, and then I'm gonna get started on the masa for the tortillas. Okay, so now they are getting golden brown, which is exactly what we want. We want them to be a golden color. A lot of the fat here is rendering off, you can see. They're kind of sticking a little bit to the bottom of the clay pot, which is good. That just means more flavor. So these are doing good so far, and they're a little bit squishy, so that's good. That means they're gonna be pretty tender. So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour the salsa in with the meat. Just gonna pour that in there. Ooh, making a mess. It's getting all fry-like. Yes, look at that. Yummy. And then I'm just gonna leave that there to simmer slowly. For you health-conscious individuals, I probably should have drained the fat, but I'm trying to be as authentic as possible, so I left it in there. We'll see how that comes out. So now we got the beans going, we got the meat and the salsa going, the costillas, and now I'm gonna do the tortillas. I have never made tortillas from scratch. I've done other things, but I've never made tortillas. So I'm kind of excited about this. I'm supposed to do 1 cup of masa for 1 cup of water, but it's just me and Frank tonight. We're not like entertaining a lot of people, although I can't tell. So I'm just gonna fill this little cup to the top, and I'm gonna start with 1 cup and see how many this makes, because I don't actually know if it's gonna make, you know, an amount that. So I'm gonna start with a cup, and then I'm gonna see how it goes and see like how many tortillas do I think it's gonna make. Do I have enough masa? And if I need to make more, I can always make more. But I think 1 cup's gonna be enough for just the 2 of us tonight for dinner. So we add the masa. I don't actually know how much salt, so I'm just gonna kind of put salt in it until maybe a little more. I'm using the little sprinkle setting, so not the pour setting. So also once the salsa got warm and heated up and started bubbling, I went ahead and turned down the stove just to low, just to let it kind of simmer, and it will just keep simmering until I'm done with everything I'm doing. The beans smell amazing, by the way. Let me tell you, they smell really good. So I know everybody does this differently. Some people just said you just need to add a cup of water, warm water, whatever. Some people said it needs to be so hot it hurts your hands. I'm not trying to do that. So I'm just gonna heat up the water to a certain level, and then I'm going to add the warm water to the masa. And I think 112 degrees is sufficient. And then we add a cup of water to a cup of masa. You're supposed to do this slowly, so I'm gonna mix this a little bit, ow, with my hands. You're supposed to mix it with your hands. Oh, well, this is working out nicely. Oh, good, look at that. I'm using my non-dominant hand because of filming. Okay, well, this is actually doing all right. I'm being sure to squeeze all the little kind of lumps out. This is very messy. Hold on, I'm gonna use my other hand. Oh my goodness. So basically you want a Play-Doh consistency and not a grainy consistency. So I am just gonna keep pressing and moving this around until it kind of gets to the way I want it to be. Here, I'll hold it like this so you can see it better. And also you're supposed to get it to the point where it doesn't stick to your hands anymore. Okay, some of it's getting there. It's getting to the Play-Doh consistency. Ancestors, hear my prayer. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Probably because my people were born on an island. Oh, we're getting there. Okay. It's getting a little closer. It's still sticking a little bit, but there we go. It is now picking up the other stuff. So this is the good news. All right. This is looking good. Okay, so that is pretty much the consistency I think I want. So I'm gonna cover it up for a little bit and let it sit. Okay, so the tortillas have sat for a little bit. So now I'm gonna start to roll them and get them ready to put them on the comal. But I wanna check first the costillas y the frijoles and see how they're doing. Okay, moment of truth here. Da, da, da. All right, so these are actually looking very good. Wow, these are looking a little better than I even thought they would. Yay. So these will continue to sit here and bubble and simmer. Okay, let's check the frijoles. Wow, yummy. These are looking excellent. So those are also doing really good. Oh, there's a little pepper I told you I was gonna put in there, so I thought I forgot. Awesome. Oh God, they smell good. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. I'm gonna start on the tortillas covered in masa. Okay, so I was taught to put this on a little Ziploc, and then you roll a little ball, just like this, and the ball's nice and smooth, so that's good. And then I'm gonna put the ball on the little thing, and then I'm gonna press. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that it doesn't stick to the surface. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm pressing, 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 and a little circle is what I saw done. Oops. Okay, let's peel this off. And then I'm gonna start my process of going back and forth. Oh, it's rolling. Like I said, I'm not gonna delete this part. Oh my God. Maybe I need wet hands. Maybe this is just too much. Okay, we are going to maybe start over this little guy. Okay, this is a little better. Well, now it won't come off the thing because I think it's too wet. The first tortilla was officially a fail. No, porque mira, creo que es demasiado mojado.
Usando tabla y aceite.
¿Aceite?
Sí, un poquito de aceite en la...
Ah, qué mal.
Mira, agarra dos tablas de allá. Dos tablas lisas. Tablas. Una.
Tengo dos, pero... Ok, quizás no esto. Voy a cortar esto. My partner is helping me with this. So what I'm gonna do, I've seen Frank do this before. He cut, oh good Lord, these are high quality. You cut the, oh these are, okay, this is high quality Ziploc, but terrible quality scissors. Okay, open this up. Oh, on the plastic? Ay, this es terrible, terrible. Okay, bueno. Wait, I wanna go this way. Rip these kind of open so they're open up like this. I know this is probably not the most Mexican thing you've ever seen, but this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so then we take the little ball and I'm gonna fold it. This is what I thought about doing, but I wanted to be more traditional. But I don't have a tortilla press, but I do have 2 cutting boards. Ha ha! Ta-da! Now the problem will be getting this off. Come on, let go, let go. Oh my God, look guys, it's my first tortilla. It is my first tortilla. It's so cute. So what I should have done was turned on the comal first, but I did not. So I'm gonna turn on the comal now. So what do you think? Should I do a new cooking show? Oh, I like it though. It's so cute. Look how cute it is. Oh my gosh, look at that, guys. Okay, now my comal is nice and hot. So I'm gonna take my tortilla and I'm gonna place it onto the comal. I promise y'all one day that I'm gonna make it the old-fashioned way. I need to find an abuela. I need to go out into the street and adopt an abuela, and then she needs to teach me how to do the whole thing. But for now, we're just gonna improvise and do what we can. So we've got our little ball. I'm gonna fold the plastic over it, and then I'm going to use this and squish. Perfect. It actually comes out very, like a perfect little, comes out in a perfect little circle. I'm gonna throw that on my camal. And I made a couple other little balls, so I'm just gonna keep doing this while those are cooking. They shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, I think, on each side. These are a little small, so, well, whatever. Anyway, actually it's a little thick too. Okay, I was told when the side turns brown, it's not quite turning brown yet, so I'm just gonna let it keep doing its thing. Okay, I will say, they're not quite coming out like I thought, but I tasted one and the flavor was really good. They're probably the corniest corn tortillas I've ever had. Okay. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, I wasn't able to get any good shots of the finished product. However, the food came out really good, with the exception of the tortillas. The tortillas were unusable. They were delicious. The taste was there. They were amazing, but they were not functional as far as be able to pick up an item and have it as a taco or anything like that. I'm not sure what I did wrong. So, if you see my video and you're able to watch it and you are Mexican abuela or just Mexican and anybody knows how to make tortillas, let me know where you think I went wrong, because I'm not giving up. I'm going to make tortillas pretty much every single day until I perfect this, but that was a mess. Like, that was a complete mess. Anyway, the beans, the peruanos, I feel like I've wasted 5 years of my life not eating them. They were so incredibly amazing. I can't wait to make it again. Literally, they were so delicious. And same with the costilla and salsa verde. The meat was suave and it was perfect. It was just absolutely perfect. I don't think those could have came out any better. So I'm a little proud of myself, to be honest. But with the exception of the tortilla failure, but as I was saying earlier, that is just part of adapting and assimilating, and sometimes you're gonna mess up. And I was almost 100% positive I was going to mess up those tortillas anyway, so we're just living our expectations, right? But anyway, if you like my content, please subscribe. Feel free to send me a DM. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think I did wrong for those tortillas so that I can not do that again. Anyway, please subscribe, like my video. Have a great night.